How's it going, Starseekers? My name's Gotcake and welcome to this review of Star Horizon, an on-rails space shooter action game which originally released on smartphones way back in the June of 2014. But like many other long dead games, it's been resurrected and ported to the Switch. As always, if this review helps you out, hit that like button and consider subscribing for future Switch indie game reviews. So the game opens up to a rather empty looking title screen where we see a Starscape background and have two menu options. Quickly checking out the options menu, we have sounds to adjust the music, sound effects and voice settings, controls which tell us how to move and shoot using the Y, B and A buttons, and game options where we can adjust the sensitivity, invert the Y axis if we're a weirdo, and change the game's difficulty, which I left on normal. Heading back to the main menu to start the game, we can confirm our difficulty and then off we go. As the game begins, it appears we're woken up by some AI as we're being pitched out of some carrier into space. The AI wants us to confirm our name, which is apparently John F***er. After this, the AI then takes you through a quick tutorial where we can confirm that we can move left and right, perform barrel rolls, and destroy some targets with our three weapon types, which consist of some laser guns, a homing torpedo, and a swarm missile launcher which fires a volley of missiles. If we don't complete a task within a few seconds, she gets a bit arsey and repeats herself. And then when we complete one of the objectives, she congratulates us in a rather sarcastic tone. Now, following the tutorial, we're prompted to make a decision, one of many which will be made throughout the course of the game, and our choices to these decisions can impact on the direction the game's story takes. You only get 5 seconds to make a decision, and after that the game makes it for you, automatically reverting to option B. Next, we meet up with our comrades and are given a bit of a brief on the current situation as random enemies fly into us, and then we're off on our first mission. Now, as soon as combat begins, we experience the game's first major flaw, and one that'll piss you off no amount of times throughout your time playing Star Horizon, and this is being shot off screen by enemies that you can't see. In the game, you've got health and shield bars situated in the top left corner of the screen, and time after time I found my shield drained before I even got a look at an enemy that was shooting me. Anyway, we continue onward, battling through waves of enemies and carriers with turrets that blast away at us, before being given another decision to either help an ally or focus on the mission. Like a team player, I opted to ditch my ally and instead I got a new objective telling me to destroy 6 antimatter condensers, and we reach our first checkpoint. Now, by this point I was already down to a midge's dick worth of health, and soon after beginning this next phase of the mission I was once again more blasted from behind and destroyed. The game then prompted me with some options to continue and I chose to restart from a checkpoint. However, when the game resumes, I'm greeted by an empty health bar which highlights the second major flaw in the game. Whatever your health is at when you hit a checkpoint is saved and not replenished when you restart, and there's no additional health pickups in the game, so if you're in a situation like this, you're basically fucked and have to start the level all over again. Luckily, you can skip most of the cutscenes and just get straight back into the action again. So second time round, with much barrel rolling, I was able to reach the checkpoint with half my health remaining. But following this, I ended up making several loops around this station where you gotta avoid all the bolts of electricity. Here I died several more times and had no fucking clue what I was supposed to do, or where to find the antimatter condensers that I needed to destroy. When I finally did manage to survive a couple of loops, I was then told that I'd failed the mission objectives. So after checking out some PC gameplay on YouTube, it seems that when the game was ported to the Switch, nobody tested this shit out, as they completely forgot to include the fucking antimatter condensers that you need to destroy. This means that your only option is to instead help Matthias and complete the mission by failing the mission. Following this, we get a summary screen showing a star rating out of 3 for the mission and how many credits we earn from killing enemies and completing the mission for the first time. We can then continue directly to the next mission or head to the hangar, where we can use credits to buy more powerful weapons and better armour. These are unlocked as we play, and once you're done buying shit you can head back to the mission select menu, where you can either replay missions to earn more credits or begin the next mission. So I continued through the storyline, which focuses on John's journey after he wakes up from hypersleep several years after the destruction of the Intergalactic Corporation's mothership. Gameplay wise, each of the game's 10 levels are pretty much the same thing. You just blast away at enemies as they appear with your lasers and missiles, dodge roll to avoid whatever enemy fire you can, and manoeuvre to avoid obstacles. Now, I'd advise playing the game on easy mode, as anything higher is just infuriating due to off-screen damage and the autosave system, and the game really isn't worth getting frustrated over. In general though, I didn't find gameplay very engaging or exciting, and the game really shows its age and mobile origins, as the graphics and textures are pretty low quality. What once looked spectacular on a 5-inch mobile phone display back in 2014 now just looks dated and a bit of an insult on a device that can output visual fidelity as magnificent as Breath of the Wild. So what else is there to say about Star Horizon? Well, the storyline's okay despite some dubious voice acting, and the gameplay is simple enough that even younger children will be able to handle it. But beyond that, unfortunately Star Horizon doesn't have much else to offer. It lacks the charm and challenge that old school on-rail shooters like Star Fox had, and without that, gameplay just feels dated, and it really just seems like another case of publishers cashing in on the mobile to Switch porting spree that's currently occurring on the eShop. So I rate games between 1 and 5 stars, with the shovelware stamp of approval reserved for the worst eShop games. This rating's based on my own personal opinion on what a game has to offer in terms of gameplay quality and value for money for potential buyers. And for a rating, I'd give Star Horizon 1 out of 5 stars. The eShop description does a good job of embellishing the game's key features, and while it's not the worst port that's released on the eShop lately, it's certainly one that feels old, and its price point really doesn't justify the quality of gameplay you're receiving for your money. You can currently get the game on the UK Switch eStore discounted to £4.49, or on the US eStore discounted to $7.99, which I'll say right now in my opinion is still way overpriced. And that's it for this review of Star Horizon, so please let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the review, hit that like button and consider subscribing to be notified of future Switch indie game reviews. For now though, I just want to say thanks once again for watching, and until next time, game on.